Well, if it isn't the consequences of your own actions, because that's right, Sniperwolf has been demonetized. Sort of. Turns out YouTube has still made a boneheaded call when it comes to how they're actually handling the situation, which there is yet another update about, and people are rightfully so quite unhappy. I thought I was done covering the Sniperwolf Jacksfilms situation, especially since YouTube drama is not at all what this channel is about, but this one bears talking about, especially since my update video from a couple days ago, where yet more information has been revealed about what YouTube is doing to Sniperwolf, and let me tell you, it ain't enough. So welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idle, and we're going to get into the updates about what YouTube is doing with Sniperwolf and Jacksfilms, how they've made such a boneheaded PR move, and get into an article covering the situation. But before we do, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to the 2,000 subscriber mark before the end of the year, and with under 350 to go, we can definitely do it. So you just gotta hit the button, you get nerdy news every day, you get to see me on some live streams. It's a good time, you're gonna enjoy it. But enough about me, let's get to this article, shall we? Sniperwolf apologizes as YouTube demonetizes channel over Jacksfilms doxing, and it's a sort of apology of the I'm sorry I got caught variety, not the I'm sorry I actually did something illegal variety, because you absolutely know that if YouTube had not finally, after about a week, jumped in and said something, that she would have held no remorse for these actions. In fact, she probably does think that she's in the right, and she's just playing along because, well, this is how the game is played, something had to have come of it, but I'm sure that she at this point still thinks that she is the victim, that this is unfair, but, well, let's see what she has to say on the matter. Back on October 17, 2023, YouTuber Jacksfilms called out the platform for not taking action against reaction video creator Sniperwolf. Really? You guys want to call her a reaction video creator? How about try to stand there like a statue challenge creator while somebody else's video plays for your entertainment? That's more the type of creator she is, but, we'll go with reaction video creator. It's a lot shorter, it's a lot easier to write. After allegedly doxing Jacksfilms on her Instagram story, other creators quickly began to chime into the conversation, with Asmongold, Pokimane, and Moist Critical standing against the doxing incident. And I didn't know Pokimane had made a statement on this. That's how you really know that Sniperwolf is in the wrong here, because when you're on the opposite side of Pokimane, then my god, you have truly screwed up. Like, she's on the wrong side of just about every YouTube controversy there is, and even she is like, no, I gotta side with Asmongold on this one. So, sorry, Sniperwolf, you did wrong. I mean, that says volumes. Now YouTube has confirmed on Twitter that her monetization has been affected on the platform, but people aren't happy with the result. YouTube temporarily demonetizes Sniperwolf. Shared in a tweet on October 20th, YouTube confirmed that they have temporarily demonetized the female YouTuber. I don't know why they have to put female in there. I mean, does it really matter if Sniperwolf is a male or a female? If someone did something illegal, their gender should have no bearing on that. It's so strange to me that Dextro decided to put her gender in the article. I mean, first of all, she's got like 35 million subscribers or something ridiculously insane. Everyone knows who she is, but even if they didn't, what does the gender matter? Was what she have or not have, in this case between her legs, matter when it comes to her being demonetized for quite literally breaking the law? Confirming Sniperwolf has received a temporary monetization suspension per creator responsibility policies. The same policies that got Russell Brand completely demonetized, even though he was just exercising his free speech and did not do anything illegal, allegedly. I mean, yeah, there's some allegations out there, but those are just that, allegations. Sniperwolf, on the other hand, has been proven to have done something patently illegal, and it's a temporary suspension, that just goes to show you where YouTube's politics and playing favorites lies, because, Sniperwolf is here making money and not actually enlightening people to the truth. But I was on that high horse the last couple of my videos about this, so I'm not going to stick on that one very long. Off-platform actions put others' personal safety at risk, harm our community and behavior on both sides isn't what we want on YouTube. That's the part. Do you guys remember when Donald Trump said, there was good people on both sides? And everyone freaked out because that was such a stupid PR thing to say. Like how in the world could you take what was going on at the time and say there was good people on both sides? Understandably, even people on the right-leaning side of things were like, Trump, you could have phrased that a lot better. And now we got YouTube literally doing the same thing, saying that on both sides that isn't what you want on YouTube, when Jacksfilms, to my knowledge, based on the research I've done, all he was doing was chronicling all the times and ways that Sniperwolf has quite literally abused other creators' content and made revenue for herself without any sort of care to the people she was literally stealing from. Her name is Sniperwolf because she was sniping other people's content and by proxy sniping everyone else's revenue. So what do you mean both parties, both sides. One person is quite literally the good guy here, and the other did a criminal act, did something illegal. This isn't a shades of gray type of situation, so YouTube obviously does not want to throw all the blame on Sniperwolf, because doing so will publicly admit that one of their golden gooses, an individual that actually spoke at one of their YouTube press events. She was a golden streamer, or whatever the thing was called. Basically, she was one of the keynote speaker. That's what she was, a keynote speaker at a recent YouTube event. They can't have one of their keynote speakers out there getting all the blame for doing something wrong, even though they are the only one to have done something wrong and deserve all the blame. So they need to try and split it down the middle and show that, hey, this wouldn't have happened if Jacksfilms didn't also have a part to play in it. Yeah, the part that he had to play was the victim. A victim who, by the way, was standing up for smaller creators and did nothing wrong. Users quickly took to the comments to share their thoughts, and hardly anyone is happy with the fact that it's temporary. Behavior on both sides. Yeah, here we go. We already got someone else commenting on it. Behavior on both sides. One person is clearly being targeted and hurt here, and it's Jacksfilms. What a ridiculous statement, one user replied. Another said, the punishment doesn't match the literal crime. Stop playing favorites and being deliberately cryptic. Now, to be fair, random anonymous internet user here, that is all YouTube has ever done. When have they ever given us new, clear, concise guidelines that are very easy to follow, and even when they are actually beneficial to the creator, specifically the small creator? So them being deliberately cryptic is pretty par for the course, which is why a lot of y'all should move on over to Rumble. I mean, hey, all my videos that go on YouTube also go on Rumble. You can drop your boy a follow there. But anyway, plug for Rumble aside, yeah, this is nothing out of the ordinary, and maybe some of the people that are just now realizing it haven't been invested in the sort of culture war stuff that I normally cover, and if Sniperwolf doxing Jacksfilms is a way to wake them up to the very apparent and obvious culture war going on, then you know what? I'll take it. Sorry they had to play the role of the victim for that to happen, Jackie boy, but at the end of the day, it is for a good cause. All in all, yeah, YouTube's always been like this. This is a very naive take. A third commenter, temporary. So the YouTube official response is that we can dox people every X weeks, where X is determined by how much the YouTube team simps for them. Bravo. I don't even have a comment for that one. That's just a pretty damn articulate and adequate take right there. In the post on Twitter X, Sniper apologized to Jacksfilms, YouTube, and the entire community. Now, this is great. This is juicy. Let's read her apology. And again, I'm using the word apology quite loosely because it's very... I doubt she even, typed this up herself. Now, maybe she didn't go so far as the individuals behind the Gollum game to use ChatGPT to put out the apology, but she definitely probably had somebody write it for her, script it for her, and then she just put it on her Instagram. Who knows how it goes with these types of individuals that have 35 million subscribers and are probably paid at this point more than your average Hollywood movie star. I'm sure they got their own secretaries that you never see behind the scenes. Let me start by saying I'm sorry for my recent actions. It is inexcusable. I'm sorry, just so you know, what's also inexcusable is stealing other small content creators' content, claiming it as your own, and getting all the revenue, which is what Jacksfilm was exposing you for. So I wish you would address the fact that you do that, but we know that's not going to happen. I'm sorry to Jacksfilm, they didn't even put there, Films, YouTube, the entire creator community, and my incredible fans for not being a better example for appropriate conflict resolution, she said. Jacksfilms, while certainly we don't see eye to eye and have our differences, I'm sorry for reacting the way I did, and I should have taken the opportunity to show young creators how adults and professionals resolve conflict by communicating directly, respectfully, and privately, not for views or content. But if you don't do it for views or content, then your life has no meaning. That's all it is. Everything for you is views and content. I'm sure you don't actually have a real life personality outside of your 35 million, creators or subscribers out there. So how could you approach him directly? How could you approach him and be like, hey, we've got beef, we should resolve it, if not for all the content that would come from it? I don't know that your mind even operates in a way that would allow you to do so. At this point, you put this apology out on the internet in a way to get likes, retweets, shares, or maybe it's not retweets, I think this was on Instagram, but either way, you literally put your apology out in a form where you could get an endorphin rush from people, positively commenting on it. You're gonna have all your stands. Don't worry, Sniperwolf, we love you anyway. People make mistakes, and you'll get to read those before you go to bed and feel happy with yourself because people appreciate your apology. So even your apology is quite literally for content when you break it down. A meaningful example of how conflict should be resolved. I will reach out directly and hope we can find some time to connect and communicate respectfully. I highly doubt that. That seems like a useless platitude, and you probably only put that in there for the sympathy card or to show I'm growing, I'm a better person, because once again, you're going to have those same stands. They're like, look at her, she's being the bigger person. She's going to reach out to him directly now. Yeah, reach out to him directly after she's already put his, address and photo of his house on the internet for some crazy Sniperwolf stand to go to his place with a pipe bomb. I'd also like to thank YouTube for holding me accountable. I deserve it, respect the decision, and appreciate the opportunity to learn and grow from a true lapse in judgment. I don't think that's the tune you'd be singing if you'd been permanently demonetized. You're thanking them, for holding you accountable, because it's not going to impact your pocketbook for maybe more than 7 days. And even if it's only 7 days on YouTube, you still have all these other forms of monetization that you really do have. I'm sure you have a Patreon, or, a Subscribe Star, or something, some other method for individuals, to give you money. Maybe you're monetized on X. I'm not entirely sure. If you didn't guess, I don't follow Sniperwolf. I could not care one iota less about Sniperwolf, other than she is a complete destructor of what YouTube used to stand for, of what it means to actually be YouTube. And for whatever reason, there's a bunch of idiots on the internet that do follow her and think that she provides some sort of content to their lives, even if that content is stolen from other creators. The point is, I agree with the vast majority of individuals that it should be a permanent demonetization if she's going to be demonetized at all. However, if you guys remember my previous video, I don't think she should be demonetized. I also don't think that YouTube should have to do anything about this. It happened on Instagram. I think it should be up to Instagram to take care of this, and YouTube should stay the hell out of it. I genuinely think the world would be better off, and that YouTube as a platform would be better off if they let off-platform things stay off-platform and resolve that way. She didn't dox him on YouTube, she doxed him on Instagram, and it should be up to Instagram to do something. However, if they are going to take a stance, which it looks like they officially are, then their stance should not be such a light slap on the wrist for committing quite literally a crime. If they are going to go ahead and take a stance, it needs to be one far worse, or at least the same, permanent demonetization of what happened. Once again, I'll use Russell Brand as a very recent example that's in a lot of people's memory, because he was demonetized for potential alleged off-platform behavior. So remind me again why she is only getting a temporary suspension, a temporary demonetization, not even suspension, she can still make content, it just won't be monetized. So a temporary demonetization, it doesn't make any sense unless, of course, you do the obvious thing and follow the money. Yeah, I really am hoping this is going to be the end of this drama, because as great as it's been for growth, I mean, my Jacksfilms Sniperwolf videos have done pretty well for a channel my size, but I don't want to talk about it, but it's worth talking about, because here we have one of the, if not the, but one of the most prominent creators on the platform who's been doing some egregious things, who committed an actual crime, and YouTube took about a week to do anything, and only after the communities have exploded with vitriol on X, on YouTube. Creators are making videos, creators are tagging Team YouTube. I mean, it has to have been a firestorm backstage for the suits at YouTube, to the point where they had to do something. The fact that it took them this long when this happened almost a week ago shows that they were waiting to see if this would blow over, and that the fact that it hasn't is why they're finally stepping in and doing something. Had this blown over in a day or two, like most stories, you bet your ass YouTube would not have cared. Sniperwolf never would have been demonetized. It's only because creator after creator, X-user after X-user kept turning this into a firestorm, YouTube finally relented and bent the knee. And normally I don't like it when companies bend the knee, but in this instance, I'm pretty okay with it, because they're bending the knee in a way that's going to cost them money. Now they're only halfway bending the knee, they're not getting on their knees, they're only kneeling because it's a temporary suspension. They're going to get all that revenue back once Sniperwolf comes back fully monetized in, I don't know, probably a week. It didn't say how long she was demonetized for, but the point is, YouTube listened. That's more than I can say for what they do 9 times out of 10. Now, is they're listening only because she brings them money? Yeah, of course. Are they ever going to listen to individuals like us, even the real big channels like the Quartering or Neurotic, or people that, speak truth to power and talk about, the more culturally insensitive things, but also still bring in a lot of revenue? No. The culture war stuff, that's too far gone. YouTube's never going to listen to us in instances like that. So is it really even worth celebrating a win that YouTube listened? In the grand scheme of things, no, probably not. But those are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below, or let me know on X, where you can find me at BoltTheWord. And please do subscribe. I am a nerdy news channel. I bring you nerdy news every day, and I'm trying to get to that 2,000 subscriber mark before the end of the year. We have less than 350 to go, which means it's super doable. I would appreciate if you guys hit that button, because I bring you nerdy news every day. Not always about YouTube drama, but usually about anime, movies, video games, music, you name it. It's all here in the nerdosphere, and this has been Words of Paradise.